Hi, I'm Jason from the Biblical Cinematic Universe, and we're talking about the movie Joseph of Nazareth from the Close to Jesus film series. These were TV movies or made for video movies, and you can find them usually as a set of 4 and a DVD set, or you can find them on streaming together. And they're about an hour and 40 minutes long. And there was Joseph of Nazareth, there was Mary Magdalene, Judas Iscariot, and Thomas was part of the set. But I'm going to talk about Joseph of Nazareth. I just recently watched the Netflix Mary movie, which takes a lot from the Proto-Evangelium of James and Catholic traditions and ideas. This Joseph movie, it also takes from Proto-Evangelium of James, just little things like Joseph is an old man, the names of Mary's parents being Anne and Joachim, I believe that's it, and Joachim, and then there's also historical ideas that they decide to put in there, like, for example, Jesus' half-brothers from the Gospels. They are actually, like, they're nephews of Joseph, actually. And they're adult men in this story. And so one of the storylines in this story is that those brothers are all zealots, and so they kind of have a friction with Joseph and a falling out because they want to overthrow Herod. Another main storyline is that King Herod is being... the religious priests are kind of... and it's almost inferred that the zealots are involved, which is kind of interesting, are trying to pit King Herod against his sons, and because he's already Looney Tunes and crazy. And then Joseph, being a carpenter, he worked in this film on... In this movie version, he's working on the temple and then on the mausoleum for King Herod, which is why he's not there necessarily when Mary first gets the announcement about Gabriel. So this movie has some historical interesting ideas about what's it like to live in that time, mainly about King Herod and the Roman occupation of that time. And then biblically, there are a lot of the Bible stories are covered from the Joseph point of view. For example, the various times that God gave him dreams to warn him and stuff like that. Characters like the wise men and the shepherds are also minor characters in this movie, which is interesting because that's why I find it interesting to compare this movie and to the Netflix movie, and then see that both of them are around the same in terms of, like, they're trying to fill in blanks and come up with ideas. I think that this movie is superior to the Netflix Mary movie. I mean, I know it's about Joseph, but not Mary, but it is superior. The acting is really good. The main actor who plays Joseph, I really liked his look. He looks a lot like Joel Edgerton to me for some reason. Just to me. But he's not. Mary's fine. She's not particularly... There is no romantic chemistry between these two characters, and it's not meant to be inferred. It's meant to be that they had a platonic relationship, and he's more of a caring figure over her. And also, in the movie, you still have the star of the star of Bethlehem plays into the movie as well as historical prophecy playing into the movie. I actually just rewatched the movie, and I've seen it before, and I actually would give it a 6 out of 10. I actually quite enjoyed it as just a made-for-TV movie and a made-for-TV episode. So that's what I would recommend it as. It's like a made-for-TV episode, and if you're looking for it to be a movie that's kind of more from Joseph's point of view, and it does follow the main beats. And also, I will say this, and it's not a spoiler, it follows up to the death of Joseph. So we get up until the point where baby Jesus and Mary escaped to Egypt, but then we also tie that in with the Jesus becoming 12 years old and being lost at Passover, and it's shortly after that Passover that he dies in this movie. Now, some people believe that Joseph might have died when he was young. Others believe that he died when he was old. In this movie, spoiler alert, he dies when he's about 12, a little bit after the Passover, which it makes sense thematically for a movie. Minor thing that's in this movie that's a spoiler. Joseph is in Egypt for like 10 years, not for like 1 or 2 like in the Bible. They're in there for like 10 years. Again, I think that was a dramatic license that they used to basically, because instead of having them come to eat, they could have, I guess, had Jesus and Joseph and all them come back to Nazareth when he's 2 years old, but they make it. It's been 10 years, so just to show that time has passed and that Herod has finally passed away and he's dead. So I guess I understand where they're coming from creatively there. But again, I like the acting of Joseph. I like the acting of King Herod is okay. It's pretty good. It's not great like Christopher Plummer great, but it fills the role. And there are some interesting ideas about how Joseph was just like. I really like how they present Joseph as this strong-hearted man who is willing to do anything for Mary. They also, as an example, they show prior to Mary meeting Gabriel and becoming pregnant with Jesus, a Roman soldier rapes a woman. You know what I mean? And he basically tells the person, like, hey, take care of this girl anyways. Take care of it. This is your own. You know what I mean? It's not fair that this happened to her. So I thought that was interesting because that has sometimes been used as like, well, maybe Mary was raped or whatever. So they kind of use that as like almost like a backstory for something else. That was interesting. But it is a well-done movie, and I give it a 6 out of 10. And we'll review the rest of the series another time. Until then, Biblical Cinematic Universe. Keep watching.